Hi guys, Steph here. Okay, what we got for you today? Yes, some of you will recognise this box. Where from? Some of you may say. Well, it was one of the mystery pens that I showed you in a job lot, a week or two ago. So I've decided to do the review today for you people. So what pen is it? Without further ado, let's open it up. Well, first of all, you can see it comes in a old case. Now, this is the original case for this pen. And if I open it up for you, look at that. Yes, just take a minute to have a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. A rare fountain pen. So, we'll tell you what it is in a moment. First of all, let's take you around the box, because the box is quite interesting as well, in that if I just lift this little flap up here, okay, and what you'll notice underneath here, I'm not going to remove it because it's been there for a while, but we've got the original eyedropper for this particular pen. It's just sort of wedged in there. Feels a little bit hard, which is not a surprise, but yeah, the original eyedropper for this fountain pen. So obviously, yes, it's an eyedropper fountain pen. And what we've also got is sort of the original instructions. Look at that. Maybe Todd and Company. Okay, it gives you all the different London, Manchester, New York, whatever. And then underneath Swan, that's the directions for using the sizes number 1 and number 2 Swan fountain pen. So is it a number 1? Is it a number 2? I'm not too sure, but there you go. You've got all the instructions there, and these are the original instructions. So let's pop them back in there along with the eyedropper that we've just shown you. Let's just take the pen out for now. And then what we've got here is, it says maybe Todd and Company, and then underneath it says Swan fountain pen, and then to the right there, London. And then just underneath we've got Manchester, Paris, Brussels, New York, Chicago. Okay, and then just here we've got this little number. Is it the number of the box? 474533, I think. But hopefully this sort of dates the pen for us, because as it says maybe Todd and Company. Now, maybe Todd and Company sort of changed the name from maybe Todd and Bard around about 1907. So maybe Todd and Bard became maybe Todd and Company. And again, I believe around about 1907. And then I believe maybe Todd and Company then became established as a British firm around 1914. Okay, so the fact that this says maybe Todd and Company, okay, and it doesn't say limited, which again, as I say, that was in 1914. So I'm dating the pen from 1907 to 1914. Okay, quite simply because, as I say, it says maybe Todd and Company. Okay, slightly sort of used. You can see it's got ink marks here and there, but it's actually helped to keep this gorgeous pen in this gorgeous condition. Okay, so what we've got here, it's got just to the bottom there somewhere. I'm hoping you can see it. it says Swan Pen, and then it has Pat applied for, and then the number 2990. Okay, just you can just see that just to the bottom of the barrel there. Okay, now apart from that, there's no other imprint on the pen that tells us what model it is. As I say, in the instructions it said number 1 or number 2, so is it a Swan Pen number 1 or a Swan Pen number 2? I'm sure there's people out there that watch these videos that are actually a little bit more knowledgeable than I am on some of these pens. So if you do actually know, if you can give us a little bit more information on this stunning pen, and quite a historic pen in my opinion. You know, it's not a vintage, it's definitely a antique fountain pen. But what it does also have to help us dating the pen, it has, actually, I forgot what it actually says actually. It says V.C.T. Thomas, June 22nd, 1912. Okay, so it's got a nice inscription there, as you can see. So the 1912, yes, that's quite sort of within the date that we were talking about a little bit earlier, so we're not far wrong on the date. Now, as you can see, this one comes in this gold coloured metal. Okay, it's got this lovely to the touch, this raised sort of repouse pattern. It's a sort of floral with diamond sort of patterns, you can see running along the length there. As I say, this repouse chased overlay, and then you've got the I forget what it actually called, this area where people are allowed to put their names on it, but you can see the pattern along there. Let's show it to you. There you go, you can see it's got this sort of diamond cut pattern running down the length, and then inside it's got these sort of flowers, and as I say, it's this raised repouse work. Okay, so a gorgeous pen, and in my opinion a rare pen as well. Okay, there's no dings or dents to it. There's a slight problem with it which I'll show you in a moment, but what I'm trying to do, let's just sort of give you a little bit longer on this lovely pattern, this repouse work, as you can see there, so that hopefully somebody may recognize it and somebody may leave a comment. A cartouche, that's the word I was looking for that particular area. So someone may recognize the pattern, leave a comment down below and help us with the name of the pattern. I have actually seen a sterling silver model in a very similar pattern, but you know, there's no naming of the pattern, they just call it a raised chased silver pattern. So there's no actual name on that particular one. That was in one of my reference books, but again, no name to the pattern. So anybody know the name of this gorgeous pattern, please let us know, share it with us. And this particular one obviously is going to be looking for a new home. I don't think it's a writer's pen. I think it's a rare model anyway, and I believe this deserves to be sat in somebody's collection. Okay, but an absolutely lovely pen. The size of it lengthwise is about 133, and I didn't measure the diameter, but I'd say it's quite a thin pen, what, 7, 8 maybe in diameter. As I say, quite a thin pen, quite a long pen, but a very nice pen. So let's take off the cap, which in this particular case is a slip cap, which once again is correct within the dates that we're guessing of this particular pen. Okay, so if we go up to the section, as we said, it's a not a button filler, it's an eyedropper, which means for you people that don't know, you would simply unscrew the barrel. You would then fill the barrel with your favourite ink, with the eyedropper, which was in the box, as you could see. Put the section back on and away you go. You've got this feed underneath here, and you can see it's got this screwed metal here, this piece of metal or wire, which helps to it helps with the ink, the travelling of the, I forget the exact word, is it not capillary, but yeah, the wire helps with the flow of the ink through the feed and the nib, etc. Okay, so there's the sort of feed inside. Okay, let's screw that back on like so. Okay, so if you filled it with ink, you would now go off and write to your heart's content. It's a lovely size pen, very nice. Even though it's slim, it's still a comfortable pen to hold. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it's got a slight problem, and there it is. I don't know what's happened here. You know, someone looks like it's maybe taken a chunk out of it. Has it actually just simply broken off? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't affect the beauty of the pen, because it's still a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. You'll notice it's got what we term as an over and under feed. So if I show you that for you there, like so, there you go. You got over and an under feed, and it's got a gold nib, and the nib itself is actually one of the older type nibs, which once again is correct for this pen. It's a Maybe Todd and Company New York nib. That's all it says on it. That's the imprint. So it's a New York nib. Again, Maybe Todd and Company, not limited. I'm not going to fill the pen. As I say, it's going to go. We're going to try and find a new home for it. And for my personal opinion, because it's such a rare pen, it's a collector's pen that deserves to be sat in somebody's collection. But what we'll do, let's just see if we can get anything out of it. So what we got is Swan Pen. Okay, is it made in England? Made in England. And look at that, we're getting bleed to this paper. It's just simple A4 paper there. So let me just reach over, get this pad. Okay, we're having the same old problem with that. So what I'm going to do, let's throw that on the floor. Let's get the pad. Let's get a middle page, and let's try it again. So we've got a Swan Pen, made, I would say made in England, writing very smoothly, very nice, and writing okay, let's just give it another little dip. Writing very nice indeed. Does it have any flecks? I would say yes, it does. It has, well, I'd say quite a bit by the look of it there. And if we do the figure of eights, Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. So you notice all of a sudden, because I've picked the sort of middle page inside here, okay, we're not getting as much bleeding, so that's good. So let's pop the cap back on, which once again is a slip cap from the early period. And there we have it. What a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. A swan pen with this early, again I'm calling it a diamond, floral, repoused or chased gold metal overlay in gorgeous, gorgeous condition, and in my opinion, a rare pen. Let's try and find a new home for it somewhere. So, I hope you've enjoyed looking at the pen as much as I enjoyed showing them to you. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. Don't be shy, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you will as well. But for now, I'm just going to say Slavo Ukraini from me and this stunning pen. Bye-bye for now.